Welcome back to this new Futuristic tutorial, and today we want to create a sci-fi hangar. Let's go! Okay, here we are in Blender now, and today we use here our cube. And yeah, let's change the dimensions to 15 by 15 by 15. And we want to make here our first loop cut. Let's go and select the cube, pressing tab, press Ctrl R, and make a loop cut here in the center. So pressing with the mouse and pressing escape, and the cut will be in the exact middle of our cube. And then we have to select here these points, pressing X and vertices, and now we have deleted them. And now we want to go here into the face selection and select the front face and the back face, pressing X and faces. Okay. Yeah, now we want to make a loop cut or two loop cuts in the horizontal way. So let's go here into the point mode, or it's not really important, so you can be in the face mode as well. So pressing Ctrl R again, and we want to make here this loop cut, pressing escape so it's in the center. And now let's change here the Z value to 0.3. Let's make another loop cut here, and let's do this on the -0.3. So okay, let's go here into the edge mode if you are not in the edge mode, and select our two loop cuts here. We want to change now the X value to 1.5, and now we have to select the bottom and the top line here and change the 1.25 to 2.5. So that will be here our hangar. And now we have to duplicate this, because we need several parts from this one. So let's duplicate this one time. First of all, this one is our floor, so we only need the floor now. So let's select this one, go into tab and the edit mode, and select the face of our floor, press Ctrl and I, and now X. And now we delete here the faces of our floor. So in the floor is only the floor. Okay. And yeah, for this one, this should be the ceiling and the wall. And now we want to select the floor as well, pressing X and faces. That was easy. Well, now let's duplicate this one more time, because we want to make some lights out of this one now. But first, let's rename this one here to wall and ceiling. Let's disable this one, and now let's rename this one here to lights and write this the right way. So lights. Okay. Maybe let's bring these three things here into a new collection and name this hangar so we can see this a little bit more or better. Okay, and now we want to select here the lights and change the Y to 2.5. Okay. And now we will go here into the edit mode again, pressing A to select everything. And now we want to select here extrude along normals, and select or extrude this one here to something like this. Maybe I will change here the camera, and now we can see here. Want to adjust this to maybe something like this. We want to use offset even, so we have straight lines here. And now we have to go here into the insert faces and bring this a little bit down here. And now we have to press S and Y to scale this in the Y-axis to get a stripe here, something like this. And now we have to use here the extrude along normals again and bring this a little bit here in the back. Something like that. Something like this. Offset even as well. And yeah, let's leave it now like it is. Maybe we have to adjust this later. Now let's bring back here our stuff. So let's hit here now into the shading. And what we want to do here now is, let's see. Let's select here some darker color. And today we want to use here the Voronoi texture. Well, the Voronoi texture. And we want to add this here into the normal. So we need a bump for this one. So let's put this into the height and this one into the normal. But we have to change, or I like to use here, F1 is okay, the audio, what is it? Okay, I can't read. Euclidean to Manhattan. So we have a little bit more futuristic pattern here right now. And let's enable, or let's crank up here the strength to 5. And I like to add here a hue saturation between these nodes and put the saturation down to 0, because I think that the Voronoi texture has some multicolors, and for the bump it's better to have a grayish texture. Okay, let's put here a texture setup on it. Maybe we need this here later. Okay, now we want to put the color here into the roughness. So we have here some reflection going on, and maybe we can change or have a little bit more control when we are adding here a ramp between this one. And now you can see you can play with these slider here as you like, and get more tiles reflective or not. So, and for some bit of a used look, I like to add here noise. So we want to bring in here a mix RGB and put this one here into the color too. And we need a noise texture here for this one, and bring this noise texture here into the color as well. So, and now we can see here that we have some noise stuff on our reflecting, and we can play with this. And we can add here a color ramp, pressing Shift D as well. So we have control over the noise here as well. So yeah, it's up to you. I think I'm happy here now with this settings. And now we want to concentrate here on our wall ceiling. So let's disable this one here. Now I want to add here a technique which I used in another tutorial, but I think we want to add here some details in a couple of minutes. So it's a quick and easy way. So yeah, let's bring in here a displace. No, first of all, let's duplicate this one here to have a backup. And now we want to go here into the edit mode, pressing A, and subdivide this one three times. And now we can go here into the modifiers and add here a subdivision surface, press it to simple or select simple. For preview we want to go with 3. With a render I want to go with 5. And now we need here the displace modifier. Let's add a new texture, Voronoi, because we want to use here now Voronoi here as well. So Voronoi, select this one, and we need something, a position. Position is good. And yeah, let's leave the stuff like it is, and let's go here with a strength 0.1. So we're having here some stuff going on. And when we are increasing here this, we can see that we are having here yeah, some tiles which are adding here some details now. Okay, let's bring this down here for now. Okay, let's bring back here our lights, and yeah, first of all we have to adjust here the texture, because yeah, the texture is a little bit messy because we scaled this one here. And what we can do now is yeah, first of all rename the whole texture, and for the lights I want to duplicate this one, so let's bring this in here for lights. And yeah, now we have to adjust here the scaling a little bit. So as you can see now, when we are adding here or going here into something like minus or 0.2, sorry, the texture will look a little bit better. So, and for yeah, some lights we need something glowing. So yeah, let's go into edit mode, and I think the stripe should be selected here from our extrude. And now we want to bring another material in, so let's press on the plus new material, which will be here light. Okay, yeah, let's go here with the emission, and yeah, I want to go here with the hex color of this, and let's increase this one here to 12. So, and we have to select assign. Let's leave the edit mode, and we can see that here is something bright, but we have, because we are in Eevee, we have to enable here the ambient occlusion and the bloom, and the bloom is now going on here to the lights. Okay, cool. Let's bring in here this one. I think we can delete here the wall ceiling, because we are having here this stuff finished. And I want to bring in all the stuff here into yeah, into the 0 position here to our guy, so that the floor is really the floor right now. So let's see, I think something like this is okay for now. Okay, and yeah, what we can do now to easily duplicate, we can't duplicate this here and make an instance and duplicate. I like to add here some geometry node stuff, yeah, to use it, and I think it's better, has a better performance. So yeah, let's create here a cube, jump into the geometry nodes, and it's disable or hide here, disable the Hangar. And yeah, as I said, I want to use some geometry nodes, because I think when we are duplicating the stuff, it will not so performant. Is it a word? Yeah, the performance would be better when we are duplicating the whole stuff in geometry nodes. So let's do this really quick. Let's disable this one. We need here a collection info. We need a mesh line, and we need an instance on points. So that's really important. So yeah, put this one up here and this one down. Okay, for now, let's select here our Hangar and put this one here into the instance. Okay, and this one can be on the points, and this one in the geometry. Now we can see here our Hangar is duplicated, and yeah, it's it has a good performance. And so let's duplicate this one here in the y-axis. Let's try 15. I think 15 is okay. Let's see if we are having here a gap. Now let's try this out if we can, if the gap is visible later here. And yeah, Now we have one side. We can duplicate this one and blah blah blah, but I like to use here a little trick. So let's add a join geometry, and we need a transform. Bring this one not into this, so put this one, the instances here, into the geometry, and this one here into the join geometry. Now we can scale this one by -1, and we have easily mirrored this. I like to use for my scene a count with 8. And yeah, now when we are adding here or going here into the rendered mode, it's looking better and cooler now. So what we can do now is here and go into the into the settings and add screen space reflections, and now it's looking a lot more better. We don't need a half rest trace position and maximum roughness, edge fading off. And yeah, that's looking cool here right now. Maybe it's time here now to add the camera view. And yeah, now I want to go here with something like 0. Let's leave this one like it is, -6 point blah blah blah. And the Z value will be something like 1.5. X is 90 degrees and the rest is 0. We can adjust here a little bit more the camera maybe. Let's bring this a little bit down. Something like this. I think something like this is better. And yeah, let's change the focal length to 25. And I want to shift here the camera a little bit. Maybe to something like this. So maybe let's bring this back to 1.5. That's looking good. We have to change here the end of our clip to 500, or we can see the whole scene now in the camera. And I think that's it here for the camera. Now, when we are going into render mode, we have a little problem because we can't see the whole light stripes here now, and that is what I meant here. Maybe we have to go here and change something later. And let's go back here into the lights. And what we can do now is when we are let's see, let's go back here into the solid mode. And when we are going into the edit mode, we can see that here are the lights are selected. What we can do now is pressing G and X to bring the light a little bit more back to the front, and pressing X and Z and bring this a little bit more down. So let's see now in the rendered view. So now we can see that all lights, or the most lights, are visible here. Maybe when we are going, we are now in the select mode, and pressing G and X again, and maybe let's put this a little to the side so we can see the whole thing here in the last in the last light now. So I think that's good here for now. It's a little bit cheating, but I think for this scene it's okay now. So let's leave the edit mode by pressing tab and disable here the Hangar base. One little adjustment is here now for the shading, and I want to select here, okay, I have to go back here into the floor, and I want to see here the reflection on our guy. So what we can do now is bring the location, the Y, a little bit here into the back, so we have here the reflective stuff here on the ground under our guy here. So that's looking better for me now. So when we are going here into render mode, that's okay. Let's disable here our light, and we want to bring in here now a second light or a third light, and this one will be here sun. So suns are cool. Yeah, first of all, let's change the hex color here, or the hex, to something bluish. I want to go with a 3, strength of 3, and I want to change the angle to 11.4. And let's change the rotation to -90. Yeah, now we are having here this cool spot here. And yeah, we need something else, which will really cool here. That will be yeah, some fog. And for this one, we have to create here, disable here the hangar. And we have to create here a cube. And the cube will be something like, yeah, really big, 40 by 16 by 28. And yeah, we have to bring this one here to 82. Maybe let's bring this a little bit up. Okay, that's our fog cube here now, and I want to add here a new material on it, fog. And we don't need a principal BSDF, but we need a volume scatter. Sorry, volume scatter, and that's looking better here right now. But I want to change this to a grayish stuff. Density to 0.1, and the anisotropy something like this. I think that's cool. And yeah, that's I think that's it for the fog. And yeah, as you can see, we have here some reflections, but as you know, when we are in Eevee, we can always improve this by adding here light probe reflection plane. So let's bring this little this thing here in. Let's see here the light probe, the reflection plane, and scale this one a little bit up. And the bottom and the top view here, let's go into wireframe, scale this a little bit up. So let's say it will reflect here now our scene. And yeah, let's change here some settings. I want to put up here the distance. We don't need a fall off, and let's see the preview plane. Let's adjust this here right now. So, well, I think this is good here. Let's disable the preview plane. And as you can see here now, the reflections are more accurate now. And yeah, I think that's looking a little bit better. Okay, and for the last one, I want to add here a little bit of yeah, some key light for our character now. So now we can use here our scene light and make some changes. We want to use the same color which is from our lights here. So maybe we can pick this, because we don't get really global illumination from our lights here now. Maybe let's select here this, but this won't work. So maybe let's go here with something like this. I want to increase the power to 2000. And I want to change this here to an area light, okay. And yeah, maybe let's adjust this now. So we will go here with a 0.8, 0.9 and 1.3. So it's really close to our character here right now. And let's leave the rotation like it is in the X, 90 and 96.2. So it's pointing here. And now you can see we have here this, yeah, this key light here right now. Or rim light, sorry, not the key light. And yeah, let's change here the settings. So rectangle, it's okay. I think 1.2 is okay, and 0.8, let's see. And yeah, let's make a custom distance here right now, and that should be 1.5. So I don't want to have or I don't want to light the whole floor, only the edge of our character here right now. So now we have a little bit more contrast in front of our bluish background here, and I think that's yeah, let's put this a little bit up maybe, so this point here is disappearing right now. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, one little thing is when we are going here into the cycles, or this when we're going into cycles, yeah, it should look cool as well, but it looks a little bit different because we are having more or real global illumination from these light stripes here from the side. But I think it looks cool as well. So yeah, feel free to try it out in cycles. But I really like the Eevee look as well. That was this Hangar tutorial, and if you like my stuff, check out my channel, and if you want to support me, check out my Blender Market or Gumroad page. See you there, and bye.